Okay, we are open. Just gonna hang on. Excellent. Okay, I can see people starting to filter in now. So a big welcome to everybody today on our very first virtual open day here at Fabric. We've had so many of you ask for a little look around the program, so that is exactly what today is all about. I'm Lisa, I'm founder of Fabric and marketing communications agency Unwritten Group. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Fabric and why we exist, the learning experience, the community and the support structure we've got here at Fabric, and then Maddie is going to walk you through the platform for a little sneak preview. You'll then get to hear from some of our amazing alumni and the journey that they've been on with Fabric, plus all of the difference it's made to them, their careers, and importantly, their confidence as well. We're then going to open the floor to you guys for questions. And we're going to take some time to answer anything that you might want to ask about the program, about how it works, about how the experience is, anything at all. So we're here to answer anything that you've got for us today. If you do have any questions while we're going through this little first part, just go ahead and pop them into the Q&A, which you'll see at the bottom of your screen. Maddie's going to be organising all of those as we go through the next half an hour or so, ready to answer later on. So don't feel like you have to wait till we get to that section. If there's something that just pops into your head as we're going through, do pop that into the Q&A below. So I actually started out in marketing almost 20 years ago now. And back then, and actually just up until the last few years, the only option for marketing training was the academic route. And as you know, that academic route requires years and years of study, and it costs a small fortune. For anybody who's been through uni will know. And it just wasn't for me. I was super ambitious and I wanted to get going in my career, but I couldn't find any type of strategic training which focused on how to make you a brilliant all-round marketer and how to build a strategy and how to ensure that that strategy got results for the business that you were in, which is obviously the evidence that you need as a marketer to prove that you're one of the very best. So I jumped straight into a marketing role and I started learning on the job. Not the best way to learn by any means, but it certainly taught me very quickly what worked and what didn't work. I progressed quite quickly into a series of high-level marketing roles, and then 7 years ago, I started my own marketing agency, which is doing amazing things for clients all over the world today. So I still luckily get to build and create marketing strategies for our clients that are written every single day. And I see the amazing results it achieves for businesses. So we're able to bring all that hands-on knowledge of practitioners into the Fabric learning, which is so valuable. But training options have still been so limited over the last few years, and courses focused on academic fluff rather than practical skills that we believe marketers really need to succeed in their day-to-day role. And so Fabric was built. Hands-on practical training course, which is designed to transform the way you work every single day. And that was almost 2 years ago now, which has gone by in the blink of an eye. But our sole focus is to help empower the most ambitious marketers to thrive. And ideally, to save you the 20 years of learning on the job like I had to. And I guess to share all of those years of experience and our kind of hands-on practical knowledge that we have now with you in just 12 weeks. So enough about me. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Fabric program now and the journey that you'll go on and the learning experience that you'll have with us here at Fabric. So I'm going to share my screen with you now, and I'm going to just talk you through the program. So the program runs over 12 weeks and it's designed to work around a busy professional. So we say normally 3 to 4 hours of study time per week is what's recommended. Almost every single one of our students who have been through the Fabric program so far are working, they're busy professionals, they're mums and dads, or they're studying full time. So the course has been created specifically so that you can learn at a time and at a pace that really suits you, while still being able to give 100% to the course in order to get the very best results. The course is split into 3 separate modules, which you can see here on the screen. So each module takes around 3 weeks to complete. And once you complete that module, you submit your plan for feedback to us over at Fabric. And that week is essentially a read-in week. It's a week where you don't have to do anything. The Fabric team then take your marketing and comms strategy that you've submitted, and we review that thoroughly, and we give you really, really detailed bespoke feedback to help shape that strategy, to help guide you, to help clear up any uncertainties, or just to make sure that you're getting the very best out of the module. So what we cover is in module 1 is all about setting the foundations for your strategy. Here we cover things like agreeing business objectives and defining marketing and comms goals, which is often one of the very most difficult things to do when building a strategy. We look at benchmarking your current position so we can understand where you're starting from as a business or as an individual. We do a huge range of competitor analysis and products and service insights to understand what the current marketplace looks like. And then we do an exercise on market mapping so we can understand what portion of the market you currently hold, if any, or what portion of the market you certainly want to hold and have share of. And then we move into buyer personas, which, if any of you know me, will know that's my absolute favorite part, where we really get into the psychology and the emotional and behavioral traits of the people that you intend to target, what we call your ideal buyer persona. So we give you a little introduction into buyer personas in the first video in that section, which talks to you about the importance of them and how relevant and how effective personas are. And then, of course, we take you through the exercise in terms of building your own personas. So that's module 1. You work through that series, you complete your marketing and comms plan, you submit to us for feedback, and then you move on to module 2. Module 2 is where we build all of the communications around how you're going to bring your strategy to life, essentially. So here we go through the purpose of the organization. We go through defining your values, what the organization stands for and what's important to the organization. We here define your tone of voice, your brand narrative, a series of key messages that we're going to use to engage the ideal target market. We build a channel strategy, which is all about which channels we need to use in order to engage those ideal buyers. And we create a content plan, which is all about the content topics and themes and assets that we're going to need in order to push out to market to attract your ideal buyer to you. And then we do a small section at the end of this module on planning budgets and prioritizing spend, which anybody who's currently in a marketing role will know it's such a huge part of trying to juggle so many different tactics and assets with often too small a budget. So we take you through a really useful exercise in terms of how to prioritize that spend and where to get the biggest and most effective return from it. And then in the final module, this is where we start to bring everything to life. And this is the delivery and measurement section. So here we focus hugely on starting to build an effective operational plan, which is all of the tactics and assets that you're going to need in order to bring your strategy to life and to engage those buyers. We go through project planning and how to create a measurement framework, which is so important to be able to evidence your impact. Analyzing data, which is a huge part here. So how to get the most out of the data that you've currently got and are still getting, how to analyze that, how to understand it, and how to turn that information into informed and useful decisions. We then spend some time on writing a clear brief. So that's when you're outsourcing any of your marketing to agencies. And we finish up with an effective reporting lesson all about how to build a report for your senior management team, how to make sure that you've got buy-in from them, and then effectively being able to report on the evidence and the impact that your marketing efforts have had. So that gives you an overview of the program as a whole. I'm now going to pass over to Maddie, who's going to give you a little sneak peek of the portal itself. And just a quick reminder, if you do have any questions at all while we're going through this section, you don't have to wait till the end of this, just pop them in the Q&A and we'll revisit them at the very end. So over to you, Maddie, for a look around the portal.
Hi everyone, so I'm Maddie, Head of Delivery at Fabric, and I manage all aspects of the programme delivery and also support learners through building their strategies. So I'll be on hand at any stage of the process whenever you need. So I'll just share my screen now and I'll give you all a good look around the portal. So this is the Fabric e-learning platform, and I'll walk you through each little area. So here is your account area where you can just update your details, change your password and log out. And this bit is your dashboard. So your dashboard is pretty much where all of your learning will take place. It's where you'll access all of the lessons, your feedback and the Q&A sessions as well, which I'll dig into in a little while. So the first thing that you'll see is the intro to the program video. So this little lesson gives you every single thing that you need to know about the program. Yeah, so during the course, you'll have the opportunity to build a strategy for the organisation that you're in. And if you're not currently in a marketing role, you'll also have the opportunity to use one of our mock organisations. So you can access these here. And we've got 3 choices here for you. So the first one is a B2B organisation, which sells contract furniture to hospitality venues, restaurants, schools, things like that. The second is a B2C organisation, so that is a fitness supplement brand. And the third is a charitable organisation, so third sector, and they protect natural spaces. So the choice is yours. You can choose either one of these, but the impact is that you'll have a real marketing and comms strategy that you can present to potential employers, to your management team if you want to make your case for promotion, and you'll have a real sort of strategy under your belt when you're going for a new marketing role. But as I mentioned before, you can also follow the process for the organisation that you're in. So when you move on from that video and you're ready to get started on your lessons, you can click into the module pages. And the first thing that you'll see on here is this little section, and this contains your workbook and your marketing and comms plan. So both of these are essentially your Bibles for the programme. And the workbook is designed to guide you through every stage of your strategy in detail. It contains every tool and every template that you need, and will direct you towards any supporting documents that you need through the process. So this is like your behind the scenes process document that I'll have all of the workings of your strategy. And your marketing and comms plan is a little different. So this is your top level document that just includes the critical information that you can present to your senior management team or potential employers. So in your workbook, where certain aspects of your strategy will take up pages and pages, your marketing and comms plan will condense this down into a really simplified document so that you've got everything ready to access, and it's really simple to digest so that you can take in and make informed decisions throughout your strategy. So you'll see on the module page that all of your lessons are mapped out here. You can also track your progress here with the little ticks. And at the end of each module, you'll have the opportunity to submit your work for feedback. So you do that all within the portal on this page here. So you can complete any of these lessons in one go, or you can spread them out over the 3 weeks that the module runs. It's up to you. And at the end of the 3 weeks, you'll submit your strategy, and that's what will open the next module for access. So if I just head back to the dashboard, once you've submitted your strategy, we will take that in and we will give you individual feedback at the end of each module so that you can make any adjustments to your strategy as you work through the process. So you can access your feedback in this dedicated tab here, and you'll receive an email when that's ready too. So you'll see we're really, really thorough with the feedback. It's all sort of bespoke to your organisation, your objectives, and your strategy. So none of this is out of the box. It's all based on all the work that you've submitted. and each module is graded, and they will all contribute to your final mark on the programme. So I'll give you a little sneak peek of one of the lessons now. So once you click into a lesson, you have your video laid out here. There's a time on there as well, and you've got the lesson notes, and you also have a whole batch of related resources. So these are made up of templates, tools, guides, supporting content that are created either by us here at Fabric or industry leaders, leading publications, educational bodies that will really help you take a deeper dive into each of the topics. And these have all been handpicked based on the programme so they can really, really support your learning. And once you've worked through each lesson, you'll also have the option to submit any questions that you have on the portal here. So we will get back to you quite quickly on these. We'll never leave you in the lurch. But we also do run a Q&A session at the end of each lesson week, which you can also access in the dashboard. So that's here. So these Q&A sessions, will be uploaded each Friday at 11:30. But you can also access these on demand, and we'll pick up any questions that you might have had on the portal. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's the portal. Hopefully that gives you a really super quick overview, but if you do have any questions at all, stick them in the Q&A and we'll get back to you at the end of the session as well.
Thank you, Maddie. That was great. And hopefully you guys can see just how slick and easy to use the portal is. Now, I'm just going to talk a little bit now about support, because this is a really important part of the Fabric programme and one of the most valuable that we've heard back from our current learners. So unlike any other programs that you might have done in the past, you will have full access to the entire Fabric team, including Maddie and I, all the way throughout the programme. Now, some of our learners have used us very little. They've preferred just to work remotely through the programme at their own pace and submit when they're ready, which of course is absolutely fine. However, most reach out for support much more regularly, and this can be in the shape of weekly one-to-one calls, Zoom meetings, emails back and forth. We've had brainstorming ideas with our communications and content team, and all sorts of other things. So there really is no limit to how much support you can access. We are here to help guide you through the programme and to share as much practical hands-on knowledge as possible to make sure that your strategy will be up there with the very best marketers in the world. And it really is our absolute priority just to make sure that your learning experience is as enjoyable and seamless as possible. Now, you'll also be invited into our closed LinkedIn group, which will give you access to a whole Fabric community. In here, you'll meet the current learners who are also on the September cohort, which you get to know extremely well and become really good friends with. You'll get to meet our lovely alumni from past cohorts and also a series of our marketing mentors. Now, this group is brilliant. It's a great mix of marketers of all levels, and they share experiences in that group. You enjoy learning together. It's a really great way to be able to raise your profile and also network with those in the same industry. And very importantly, it's also an amazing place to celebrate with the people who have been on the programme with you when you complete it. So it's a really useful, valuable asset. And Maddie and I often regularly post job alerts in there that we think are of interest, and just generally anything cool that we found along the way. So there's materials, there's case studies, information that we have access to make sure that you guys get the best use out of it. But don't just take my word for it. What I would like to do now is just introduce you to some of our past learners, so some of our alumni who have been through the programme. Now, these guys have been kind enough to share their experience, so you can hear all about how they have enjoyed the Fabric programme. So I'm going to hand over to them for a little bit.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm a marketing manager with over 6 years marketing experience across a range of industries that include education, hospitality, and automotive. Throughout those years, I've developed a range of skills, but what I was really looking to do was develop my strategic marketing skills. So when I came across Fabric Academy while scrolling through social media, I saw that they offered a more practical approach to helping you develop your own knowledge and learning. And that's something I felt I really needed and absolutely loved about the course. Throughout my time doing the course, support and guidance that I received from Maddie and Lisa was just amazing. They really were with me the entire way through as I developed my own marketing strategy from scratch using one of their mock organizations. So if you're looking to develop yourself professionally outside of work, challenge yourself more and experience a more hands-on approach to developing your own knowledge and learning, then this is the course I would recommend for you.
So that was Kimberly, and I'm just going to show you another now.
Hey everyone, my name is Liam and I hope you are having a wonderful day. I'm here to quickly tell you about my experience taking the Fabric Academy. So I was introduced to the Academy by Maddie towards the end of 2020 when I was working as head of marketing at a telecoms company in sort of a generalist role. And it sounded like a wonderful opportunity for me to invest in my PDP and learn something new. And I was particularly excited about tapping into Lisa's knowledge and that 20 years of agency experience that she had. So it was a wonderful opportunity to dive in and learn something new. I enrolled onto the first Academy cohort earlier this year, around January or February time. And it was a great decision for me and helped me to learn lots of different things, including the value of dissecting your top level strategy, not just doing things for the sake of it, but thinking about how it feeds into your sort of overall goals and where you want to go, and allowed me to create a clear 12-month strategy that I was able to deliver to our key internal stakeholders and really set the tone about where we wanted to go and what we wanted to achieve and how we could do that and things like that. In terms of the Academy itself, I particularly enjoyed the module on personas, and I know that Lisa hears that a lot. It was really great to dive in and think about who our actual customers were and how we could target them and the channels that we could do that. And Lisa and Maddie and their team have put so much effort into the quality of this course, from Lisa's advice to the learning exercise that you do throughout each module and the video production, which is really top class and high quality. And you can see that all the way through. So it's really helpful and it makes it really easy to get started and dive in and sort of go at your own pace and get through them. Since taking the Academy, I have actually moved from a generalist role into more of a specialist role. So I'm now working as an SEO manager, so really focused and working agency side instead of in-house. But I still reflect on the course when speaking with clients and how we can tie SEO into their overall marketing strategies. So it's definitely something that you can take with you and use in future roles. And I would highly recommend investing in yourself and getting started. And if you put that desire into it and you lean on Maddie and Lisa for their experience, you'll definitely get a lot out of the course and it will set you up well for the future, maybe at your current company or even further and beyond. So wish you all the best, good luck, and thank you.
So that was the lovely Liam, who has gone on to secure a new role, as he said there. And our final one, I'm just going to share.
My name is Megan and I'm 22 years old. I graduated from the Fabric 12-week marketing course in June of this year. When I decided to sign up for the course, I was a recent English graduate, graduated in 2020. And I was really interested in getting into a career in communications, but I just didn't feel like I had that practical skill. I considered a few different certifications, but I really loved the way that this one was very practical and data-driven, and really kind of taught you what it would be like to be a marketer. I would really recommend this course for anyone who is interested in a career in communications, but feels that they don't really understand the industry. I cannot overstate the confidence that this course has given me in my ability to gather insights, my ability to think about the audience that I'm communicating to, and to be honest, confidence within my day-to-day job. Between starting and finishing the Fabric course, I did get a job at a tech PR agency. I can honestly say that having done and continuing to do my course alongside my new job, it was invaluable to how I thought as a PR executive, especially in the way that it trains you to constantly be thinking about the buyer personas that you're actually communicating with.
So you can see from there, we've got such a lovely batch of alumni. Our past learners are just amazing. There's a whole host of these on the Fabric website if you want to check out any more of those. But they're just the most wonderful group of people. So what we're looking for on the Fabric program is ambitious marketers who want to be at the very top of their game and really stand out from any of those media marketers in the world and join our September program. Now, anybody who decides to sign up before midnight tonight, we promised a freebie, so of course that's what we have. We have the most amazing bundle of best-selling marketing books, which are to support you through the program, including some from Simon Sinek and Seth Godin, which I'm sure if you're on marketing, you will know, plus some of Maddie and I's favorite picks. Now, as of this morning, we had 12 places left on the course. So they are going really, really quickly. And the people that we've got booked on at the moment are just unbelievable. They're clearly very ambitious, but just seem like a really wonderful group of people. So it's worth booking up now. And also you get all of those lovely freebies that I talked about. So we are about ready to open to questions. I know we've got a few in already, and hopefully we're going to answer everything that we possibly can for you in the next 15 minutes or so. But if you do want to ask anything specific that we don't get a chance to answer, or you want to just talk to Maddie or I directly, the link is in the chat now, which I think Maddie's about to pop in. You can book a little slot in our diary, and we would be super happy to have a call with you to answer any questions at all that you might have. So over to you guys now. Hopefully we've got some good questions in. Maddie, do you want to give us an idea of who we've got here?
Yeah, of course. So we've got quite a few questions in. We'll try and get through as many as possible, but we will be in touch with anyone if we don't have time to get through them today. So the first question is from James. Hi, James. So his question is, are there any live lessons included in the programme? If so, at which points?
So all the lessons are on demand. So the lessons all the way throughout are pre-recorded, but they are updated after every cohort. So it means that they are updated with the most relevant information in the market, trends, software updates, and everything there. So the lessons are there for you to be able to access whenever you want them. And we do that purposely so that people who are working currently or are studying currently don't have to loop out of anything that they're doing, and are designed to be able to just kind of log into the program whenever they're ready to learn and access them from there. What we do obviously is the weekly Q&As, which Maddie spoke about, which happen at 11:30 every Friday. Also recorded as well in case you don't manage to catch them at 11:30. But it is an opportunity for everybody to loop in, to ask questions, and just to check in with the rest of the group, really. So the lessons aren't necessarily live, but we do have a series of live check-ins throughout the program, as well as the just individual support that I spoke about a little bit earlier on, where you're able to just shout Maddie or I if you want to chat through some options, if you want our advice on anything, if you just want to bounce some ideas off sometimes, isn't it, Maddie? You know, we just, sometimes, particularly when we get to key messages and content plans, our learners just like to start to bounce some ideas off us as we're starting to move into the communication piece, which is always really valuable. So we're here as much as you need us, but the lessons are always there to access when you need them.
Awesome.
Hopefully that answers that, James.
So next question is from Nisha, and her question is, can I study from outside of the UK?
Hi, Nisha. Yes, absolutely. Of course you can. So actually on the September cohort, we have somebody signed up from America, and we also have somebody from New Zealand. So there's a real diverse mix of people on the course, people from all over the UK and people from much further afield. So yep, you're able to study in exactly the same way. There's no difference to where you are other than the time difference, but the course is on demand. So you're able to loop into that whenever it suits you. And this has provided in the past really, really good market insights on our LinkedIn group, because learners are able to tap into other markets around the globe and just get advice from other marketers who are working stateside or working in Europe or beyond. So yeah, long, short answer of that is absolutely, you can study from wherever.
Fab. So next question, my employer has agreed to pay for the course. How do I sign up?
Okay, great news. So we have probably about 50-50 in terms of marketers who fund the course themselves and marketers who have an organization who is happy to pay for the course. The difference in terms of how you sign up is exactly the same. There's no difference at all. So you simply go onto the enroll page. Again, Maddie, if you want to pop a little link to that in the chat, that would be great. But yeah, you just log onto the enroll page, go through and fill in your details. You're sent an invoice, which you're able to pass on to your employer anyway. So the enrollment process is exactly the same. It doesn't make any difference whether you're funding the course yourself or whether your employer is paying for that course. That's the enroll link just gone into the chat there. So have a little look at that page. If there's any questions at all on that, or if anybody's unsure, just drop Maddie or I an email. But it's a very straightforward process to take you through the shopping cart. And as soon as you're enrolled, you'll get an email with all of your details of how to log into the portal, what to do between now and the start date, which of course is 6th of September. It gives you a good look around the little kind of introduction piece. You can start looking at some of the documentation, and Maddie and I'll feed some interesting stuff through there, but hopefully you can have a good look around before we get started.
So next question is from Hannah, and she asks, how long will I get access to the content and materials?
Hi, Hannah. Yeah, good question. So obviously you get full access whilst you're on the program to everything. So we give you every tool, every template, every resource, every single thing that you need in the program. So not only do you watch the learning video, but you're able to download everything that you need along the way. And obviously that downloadable content is for you to keep forever and use obviously as you progress through your marketing career. Once you complete the program, you get access to the portal for 30 days after that, which means you're able to go back and revisit any of the lessons that you want to revisit. You can bulk download everything, so you've got it kind of secured in one place on your desktop if you want to revisit. And it also gives you a chance to go back and rewatch some of the resources if you didn't get a chance to do it whilst working through the lessons. So 30 days access after you've completed the program to do with whatever you want in that time. But as I say, everything is fully downloadable and is yours to keep throughout the program. And it's probably worth touching, because I know we've been asked this in the past, Maddie, but we were asked about the offboarding experience, what happens when you're finished the program. And there really is no offboarding experience at all. We are super involved with all of our alumni still. We're working with lots of them on CVs, on preparation for job interviews. We're working to help advise them how to implement their strategy. So now they've built it, they're in roles that they now need to put it in place. Some we see regularly, some we see just very ad hoc, but our mantra is that it's our job here to help you progress in your marketing career. So that is way beyond just the program. It's for as long as you want to keep in touch with us, which we really do champion. And the LinkedIn group you get to stay in, you don't get kicked out of the LinkedIn group either. So that is there for life, and our new cohort keep coming into that. And that group is amazing for just sharing knowledge, asking questions. There's actually been kind of cross work between some of the groups where they've been looking for a little bit extra support and things. So our hope is that we're with you for the long term. Yeah, we continue to stay in touch with everybody as much as we can.
Yeah, I think that's such a good point to touch on, actually, because, a lot of our alumni, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, are solo marketers, and, you do feel on your own sometimes. So throughout the program and, forevermore, we'll act as a sounding board or just help you throughout your career. So yeah, that was really good to touch on that. So next question is from Adam. So is the course suitable for multiple people within a marketing team?
Hi, Adam. Yes, absolutely. So, for example, we have a marketing team of 4 from a business in at the moment. Within that team, we've got their marketing manager, and then we've got 3 specialist marketers. So we've got a content creator, a data analysis, and a SEO manager. And they are going through the program as a team. They're still all completing their own strategy so that we're able to judge where each one needs support. And obviously some are much more specialized in certain areas of the program than others. But the idea is that this team all upskills in exactly the same way. And they start to work through the course from there. So yeah, it works really well if you want to do it as a group, as equally as well if you want to do it as an individual. And I guess the whole point of the course is that you never feel like you're an individual on the course. You never feel like you're on your own, just kind of studying away. Unless obviously you choose that route. But the idea is that we are a community, that we're a support system, not just the Fabric team, but the other people on the course as well, and our alumni and mentors. And, you know, this is no exaggeration when I say you kind of really do make friends for life in these groups, you know, and we're seeing the kind of friendships that are building through the LinkedIn group and how useful that is becoming to people, especially when they're looking to either secure a first role, but more importantly, kind of progress into other roles. So yeah, absolutely. You're never on your own, but if you want to go through this as a team, then it absolutely works just as well.
Yep. So next question is from Matthew, and his question is the course suitable for anyone across the UK nationwide? I know we touched on that one previously with globally, but I think it's important to touch on the UK as well.
Yep, absolutely. So answer is exactly the same there. And hopefully you'll see from our testimonials, you can hear from their accents, they are from all over the country. And again, there's a huge range of those on the Fabric website if you want to have a little look. But we've had people from absolutely everywhere. You know, we really have. It's very kind of been evenly spread right across the country. And particularly over the last two cohorts we've ran this year, it's been a much more global spread as well. So yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter where you are. You can study from anywhere and you can feel connected to the group from anywhere. But yeah, all over the UK.
Amazing. Next question is from Amy, and her question is, do I need any previous experience to take part in the course?
Hi, Amy. Yeah, we get asked this a lot. So no, you don't need any previous experience at all to do the course. However, the course has seen both grads through, both those who are looking for a change in career and looking to enter the marketing world, and senior marketers who are practicing today and have been for many years. And we built the course specifically that way, so that there is no, as I said kind of earlier, academic fluff. There's no kind of language that you won't understand if you haven't done marketing before. There's nothing there that would frighten you or need previous experience. However, it's meant to take you right back to basics and build that marketing strategy from the ground up using a best practice and using all of today's tools and techniques. Bearing in mind that me and the Unwritten team are practicing marketing strategies every single day in our agency and building these for global clients, we're hugely up to date with what's working in the market right now, what isn't working, tools, techniques, you know, everything that practitioners should know and have at the forefront of their kind of trade. So it means you're able to not only have all of the experience of the Fabric program, but also a set of live practitioners who are working day out in marketing. So we can take you from the very basic stages right at the very start of marketing and how to do everything. And there is nothing that you would struggle with in there. Everything is very hands-on. It's very normal speak. You know, there's nothing that's really kind of top level theory in there that would require years of experience. So hopefully that answers that question. But yeah, we have such a range of different experience levels, don't we, Maddie? We have, you know, we've had a real series of kind of director level strategic marketers going through the process to almost take them back to basics and return to best practice. We've got people who are just entering the marketing world from having done a degree, and lots of those people actually on the last cohort hadn't done a marketing degree. It was a degree in something completely different. So there is a real range of different people.
Yeah, and I think one additional thing to touch on there is the related resources are so good here in guiding you through whatever level that you're at, because some of the resources are glossaries and sort of they give you sort of a breakdown of all of the keywords in marketing if you're absolutely brand new to the industry. Some of those are Harvard business pieces that are a bit more technical and probably more suited to senior marketers, but there's a whole range that is sort of catered and handpicked for each level. So definitely if you're new to the industry and you have no previous experience, they can really support you. But also if you're looking to dig a little bit deeper and get further into a topic, then there's stuff there for you if you've sort of been in the industry for a couple more years. So yeah. So next question is from Andrew, and his question is, how many hours per week do I need to commit to the course?
Yep. So we always recommend about 3 to 4 hours, Andrew. And what that allows you to do, it allows you to watch the video, it allows you to go through all of the related resources, and then it allows you to actually do the work in your workbook and your marketing and comms plan. Now, some people like to kind of batch that all together and spend a day or two studying. Other people spread that out really thinly and do it on the kind of 3 or 4 hours per week. It's designed so that it's for you to learn the best way possible, and however it suits you. So, you know, if you're having coffee in the morning and you've got half an hour before you've got to get up and out, lots of people log on there, watch a video, do a piece of work, off to work for the day. As I said, others just kind of head down and run it for a full day. Giving you a real average 3 to 4 hours per week is bang on. And everybody who studies at that level tends to be able to put absolutely everything and more into the course and has always come out with a really high grade. So that shouldn't stretch you in any way. It should be a perfect amount of time for you to be able to study over the 12-week period.
Next question. Can I stop the course and continue later is a question that we've had in.
Okay, so it's not probably what we would recommend, because the course runs obviously for a set period of time over 12 weeks. And there are set submission dates throughout the course where you submit your marketing and comms strategy for feedback. The Fabric team then review them and they feedback so you can move on to the next. So although you can study in those periods whenever it suits, the submission dates are really useful to be able to get that feedback so you can implement it into the strategy. That's not to say we haven't had the odd example where somebody's circumstances have been have changed, they've been beyond their control. We've had some who have had a house move in between or have fallen poorly and have asked for an extension. So we've either been able to move them out of this cohort and onto the next, or just give them on the odd occasion a little bit of extra time. But it isn't recommended really, because you're working through with a group of people who are at the same pace as you and probably the best way to learn. So it's not unheard of, but the norm is to keep to the normal schedule.
Yeah. Cool. And last question is from Sam, who asks, what do I need to access the course? What equipment and things like that?
Oh, good question, Sam. And just right before we're just due to finish. So you need a laptop, or you need access to the internet. And that is literally it. We do recommend printing off your marketing and comms workbook and strategy, just so you're able to make handwritten notes if you want to, but you don't have to do that. You are obviously able to make that on screen. And again, that's completely personal preference. But other than access to the program or an internet connection, that is literally it. That's all you need. So hopefully anything out of the ordinary there. But if you're here today, which obviously you are, because you just asked us a lovely question, this is it. Everything that you need within the program is held within the portal that Maddie showed you.
And I think it's also important to stress that, you know, we are both practicing marketers, and it was really important for us to use actual programs and processes that marketers really use. So we don't have anything fancy, and we've got Word docs, spreadsheets, things that people use in their day-to-day, because we wanted it to be real and as practical and hands-on. And we wanted to, because a lot of things have fancy PDFs that you can print off and they look great, but you can't really take them away and use them after. So we've made sure that every template that we offer is you can reuse it at any point throughout your career, and you can save them, and they're sort of really accessible for whatever software that you have. So hopefully that helps answer that question too.
Amazing. Well, we're literally bang on time, Maddie, 45 minutes. So I'm hoping that has answered everybody's questions. But if you do want to chat to Maddie and I directly. If there's anything on your mind that you want to throw at us, or you're just considering it and you're not entirely sure, do click the link in the chat before we just loop off, and you can book a little session with Maddie or I from there. And yeah, we've not got long left, and 12 places up to now, so we do hope to see you on the September cohort, and have an amazing long bank holiday weekend. And thank you to everybody for taking the time to join us today. Take care.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.